Life has a way of revealing the truth, doesn't it? You walk through this world believing in people, trusting their words, standing by them when they need you. But then one day something shifts. Something doesn't sit right, and God begins to show you things. Things you didn't want to see but needed to see. That friend you called family, that partner you gave your heart to, that coworker you confided in, they weren't who they pretended to be. But understand this, when God pulls back the curtain, He's not punishing you, He's protecting you. When He exposes the fakes, the liars, the manipulators, it's not to break you, it's to free you. The pain of betrayal is real, but the lesson that comes with it is priceless, because when God lets you see how fake they were, He's preparing you for something greater. He's making room for people who truly deserve a seat at your table. God has a way of revealing what has been hidden, of bringing light into places where deception once thrived. People can wear masks for years pretending to be something they are not, speaking words they do not truly mean, and acting in ways that disguise their real intentions. But there comes a time when God decides enough is enough. He allows the truth to surface in a way that you cannot ignore. At first, it may come as subtle signs, small inconsistencies that make you question things. A feeling in your spirit, an uneasiness that you can't quite explain. You notice shifts in energy, moments where someone's words don't quite match their actions, where their presence no longer feels as comforting as it once did. God begins to open your eyes, and once He does, you cannot unsee what has been revealed. He does this not to hurt you, but to free you. You may have been blinded by love, loyalty, or even your own hope that someone was genuine, but God sees beyond what you see. He hears the conversations when you're not in the room. He knows the thoughts they never spoke. He knows the jealousy, the hidden agendas, the resentment they tried to disguise. And when it is time, He allows their true nature to be exposed. It may come through a sudden betrayal, an unexpected action, or truth that surfaces in a way you never anticipated. And while the revelation may be painful, it is also a gift. God does not expose people to embarrass you. He exposes them to protect you. He is showing you who someone truly is so that you can make decisions that align with His plan for your life. He is saving you from wasted time, from deeper heartbreak, from investing in something that was never meant to last. You may ask why you didn't see it sooner, why you were blinded for so long, but understand that everything happens in divine timing. God reveals the truth when you are ready to handle it, when you are strong enough to walk away, when you have grown enough to no longer settle for what is false. Some people have been wearing masks for so long that even they believe their own lies. But God will shake things up. He will create situations where their true self can no longer be hidden. A moment will come when their words will slip, when their actions will contradict their image, when their real heart will be laid bare. And when that moment comes, do not ignore it. Do not try to justify it. Do not convince yourself that it's not what it seems. It is exactly what it seems. And God has given you clarity for a reason. The exposure may hurt, but it is necessary. It is better to know the truth now than to build your life around a lie. It is better to see someone's real character today than to discover it when it's too late. When God removes the mask, He is giving you the opportunity to choose differently, to align yourself with people who are real, who are loyal, who are truly meant to be part of your journey. He is making space for what is authentic, for relationships that are rooted in truth, for connections that will uplift you instead of deceive you. When the mask falls, you will finally see what was hidden in plain sight. The conversations that once felt comforting will feel empty. The presence that once felt supported will feel distant. The words that once seemed sincere will now sound hollow. You will realize that what you thought was loyalty was convenience, that what you thought was love was control, that what you thought was friendship was mere association. And though it may be difficult to process, trust that God is revealing it for your good. The enemy works through deception, but God works through truth. And when truth comes, it sets you free. You may not have wanted to see it, but now that you do, you cannot go back to pretending. You cannot unknow what has been shown. You cannot hold on to what God is trying to remove. The mask is off, the illusion is broken, and what remains is the reality of who they truly are. It is up to you to walk in the truth, to accept what has been revealed, and to move forward in the wisdom that God has given you. Betrayal is one of the hardest pills to swallow. It shakes you, cuts deep, and makes you question everything, your trust, your choices, even yourself. But what if I told you that betrayal is not your downfall? What if I told you that betrayal is not a sign of defeat, but a sign of revelation? What if I told you that God allows betrayal to happen, not to break you, but to wake you up, to show you something you would have never seen otherwise? When you experience betrayal, your first instinct might be to ask, why? Why did they do this to me? Why did I not see this coming? Why would God allow me to pour my love, my energy, my loyalty into someone who would turn around and stab me in the back? But understand this, betrayal is not a punishment. It is a revelation. It is God stepping in and saying, this is what was happening behind the scenes. This is what you didn't see while you were giving them the benefit of the doubt. This is who they truly are. Betrayal is painful, but it is also an answer. You may have been praying for clarity, for wisdom, for discernment, and sometimes God answers by allowing someone to show their true colors. The moment of betrayal may feel like destruction, but in reality, it is exposure. It is God cutting the ties that were never meant to hold. It is God revealing what was false so you can make room for what is true. It is God taking away the distractions so you can refocus on the purpose He has for you. Look at Joseph. His own brothers betrayed him, threw him into a pit, sold him into slavery. But what they meant for evil, God turned for good. Joseph's betrayal was not the end of him. It was the beginning of his elevation. Without it, he would have never reached the palace, never fulfilled the destiny God had planned for him. And the same is true for you. The betrayal you faced was not meant to bury you. It was meant to position you. It was meant to redirect you to something greater, something higher, something that aligns with the calling God has placed over your life. Think about Jesus. He sat at the table with Judas, knowing full well that betrayal was coming, and yet he did not resist it. He did not try to stop it, because he understood that betrayal was part of the process, that it was necessary for his mission, that it was the very thing that would lead to the greatest victory. Some of the betrayals you face are not about you at all. They are about what God is doing through you. They are about the next level you are stepping into. They are about the lessons you needed to learn before you could walk in the full power of your purpose. You cannot control how others treat you, but you can control how you respond. You can let betrayal make you bitter, or you can let it make you wiser. You can let it harden your heart, or you can let it strengthen your spirit. You can let it break you, or you can let it push you forward. Because the truth is, when someone betrays you, they are not destroying you. They are revealing themselves. They are exposing their own character. They are showing you who they really are. And once you see it, you are free. God does not waste pain. He does not allow betrayal without a purpose. He knows that sometimes the only way to get you to let go of the wrong people is to let them betray you. The only way to push you toward your destiny is to shake up your surroundings. The only way to strengthen your faith is to remove the people who were never truly for you. You may not have seen it at first, but God did, and He allowed it because He knew that on the other side of betrayal, there is breakthrough. On the other side of deception, there is divine direction. On the other side of pain, there is purpose. So do not waste your time trying to seek revenge. Do not waste your energy trying to prove your worth to those who already made up their minds. Do not let bitterness take root in your heart. Instead, rise above it, learn from it. Thank God for the revelation and move forward with strength, with wisdom, with clarity, because betrayal is not the end of your story. It is simply the chapter that leads to your elevation. Sometimes separation feels like rejection. It feels like abandonment. It feels like a door slamming shut in your face when all you wanted was to walk through it. But what if I told you that separation is not rejection, it is protection? What if I told you that when people walk away from your life, when relationships crumble, when friendships fade, when certain connections break, it is not because you lost something, but because God removed something that was never meant to stay? God sees what you cannot see. He hears conversations you are never meant to hear. He knows the motives behind the smiles, the thoughts behind the kind words, the plans behind the fake support. And because He loves you, because He has a plan for you, because He refuses to let anything or anyone sabotage your destiny, He will remove people from your life before they have the chance to destroy what He is building in you. It may not make sense at first. You may wonder why certain people who meant so much to you suddenly changed, why the ones you trusted the most turned out to be the ones who hurt you the deepest, why the relationships you poured your heart into ended so abruptly. But God is not punishing you, He is protecting you. He is stepping in before the damage can be done. He is shielding you from betrayal before it breaks you. He is redirecting you before you waste more time, more energy, more love on people who were never meant to be part of your future. Think about it. How many times have you looked back and realized that losing someone was the best thing that could have happened to you? How many times have you thanked God for unanswered prayers, for the relationships that didn't work out, for the friendships that faded? At the time it hurt, at the time it felt unfair. But now you can see it clearly. Now you understand that what felt like a loss was actually a blessing, that the distance was necessary, that the separation was divine intervention. When God is preparing you for something greater, He will not allow just anyone to be part of the journey. Some people cannot go where He is taking you. Some people would only slow you down. Some people would only bring confusion, distraction, or destruction. And because God loves you too much to let that happen, He will pull them away. He will create a distance. He will allow circumstances to unfold that reveal their true intentions. And when He does, you have a choice. You can either fight to hold on to what God is trying to remove, or you can trust that His plan is better than your emotions. Think about Abraham. God told him to leave his home, his family, everything he knew, and go to a place He would reveal. And along the way, He brought Lot with him. But Lot was never supposed to be part of the journey. And it wasn't until they separated that Abraham fully walked in the blessing God had for him. Some separations are necessary for elevation. Some goodbyes are the beginning of something greater. So do not chase after people who left. Do not beg for relationships that God ended. Do not dwell on what could have been. Instead, stand in faith. Trust that every closed door is leading you to the right one. Trust that every removal is making space for something better. Trust that when God separates you from someone, it is not to hurt you, but to protect you, to position you, to prepare you for the blessing that is coming next. When God begins to elevate you, when He starts pouring favor into your life, when He lifts you to a level beyond what others expected, something interesting happens. People's true intentions begin to surface. You start to see who was really for you and who was just there for what they could gain. You start to see who was celebrating with you and who was secretly envious. Because elevation is not just a blessing, it's a revelation. It reveals the hearts of those around you. It exposes the ones who clapped in your presence but whispered against you in private. It shows you who was genuinely supporting you and who was only tolerating you until you outgrew them. Some people only like you when you're on their level. They only support you when you fit within their idea of who you should be. The moment you start rising, the moment you step into your calling, the moment you start becoming the person God created you to be, their energy changes. They start to distance themselves. They start to make little comments, disguised as jokes but filled with jealousy. They start to act like you've changed when in reality, you're just evolving. And the truth is, they never wanted you to change. They wanted you to stay comfortable, stay predictable, stay within the version of yourself that served their needs. But here's what you need to understand. Your growth will make some people uncomfortable. Your blessings will make some people resentful, and it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. Because when you start winning, it forces people to confront the areas in their own life where they've settled. It forces them to see their own lack of progress, their own complacency, their own unfulfilled potential. And instead of looking inward and asking themselves how they can grow, how they can improve, how they can tap into their own blessings, they project their frustration onto you. You see, real friends, real supporters, real people who love you will celebrate your success. They will uplift you. They will push you higher. They will be just as happy for your wins as if they were their own. But the ones who were never truly for you, they will be exposed by your elevation. They will start to show signs of resentment. They will find ways to minimize your achievements. They will act like you don't deserve it, like you just got lucky, like you didn't work for what God is doing in your life. And the sad part, some of them won't even realize they're doing it. Some of them won't even recognize that their own insecurities are what's making them bitter. But here's what you need to do. Let them be exposed. Don't ignore the signs. Don't excuse the behavior. Don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. When God starts elevating you, when He starts blessing you in ways you never imagined, Don't feel guilty for it. Don't try to dim your light to keep others from feeling insecure, because the same God that blessed you is the same God that can bless them. The difference is you trusted him, you walked in obedience, you stayed faithful, and now you're stepping into what he has for you. So when people start to act different, when their energy shifts, when you start to feel the weight of their silent envy, just know that your elevation is exposing their true intentions. And that's not a bad thing, it's a necessary thing. It's God's way of showing you who's really for you. It's his way of clearing your path, of making sure that as you rise, you're surrounded by people who truly love you, who truly support you, who are truly meant to be part of your journey. Because not everyone can handle your blessing. Not everyone can handle the next level God is taking you to. And that's okay. Let them go. Keep rising, keep growing, keep walking in the favor God has placed on your life. Because the right people, they won't be intimidated by your elevation. They'll be inspired by it. When God allows certain people to walk away from your life, when he exposes their true nature, when he reveals the betrayal, the deception, the hidden agendas, it may feel like you've lost something. It may feel like a part of your world has been shaken. You may feel the sting of disappointment, the pain of realizing that someone you trusted wasn't who they pretended to be. But let me tell you something. God never takes something away without replacing it with something better. He never allows a loss without preparing a greater gain. What you thought was a setback was actually a setup for something far greater. See, when people betray you, when they walk away, when they show you their true colors, it's easy to feel discouraged. It's easy to dwell on the hurt, to replay the moments in your mind, to ask yourself how you didn't see it sooner. But understand this, God saw it before you did. He knew their heart before you ever suspected anything. And if he allowed them to be removed from your life, it's because they were never meant to be part of the next season. They were never meant to share in the blessings he's about to pour into your life. You may have thought you needed them. You may have imagined a future with them in it. You may have believed that they were supposed to be there when you stepped into your purpose. But God said no. He said, I have something better. I have people who will love you with sincerity. I have connections that won't drain you but will uplift you. I have relationships that won't be built on lies and manipulation but on truth and loyalty. So don't cry over what you lost. Don't grieve over what God removed, because when he takes something away, it's always an upgrade. You see, when you're connected to the wrong people, they can block your blessings. They can delay what God has for you. They can bring unnecessary stress, unnecessary distraction, unnecessary pain. And sometimes you don't even realize it. You don't realize how much they were holding you back until God removes them. And the moment they leave, things start shifting, doors start opening, favor starts flowing. You start to feel lighter, freer, more at peace. That's not a coincidence. That's God restoring what was lost. That's him preparing you for better. And let me tell you something, God is a restorer. He doesn't just take away, he multiplies. He doesn't just remove, he replenishes. He doesn't just expose, he elevates. That friendship that ended, that relationship that broke your heart, that opportunity that fell through, that betrayal that made you question everything, God is going to turn it around. He's going to bless you in such a way that you'll look back and thank him for the loss. You'll look back and realize that what you thought was hurting you was actually helping you. What you thought was rejection was really redirection. What you thought was a painful ending was actually the beginning of something far greater. God is not just restoring what was lost. He's giving you more. He's preparing a table before you in the presence of those who doubted you. He's setting you up for something so good, so powerful, so undeniable, that when it happens, you won't even remember the pain of the past. You won't even miss what was taken away, because what's coming is going to be so much better, so much bigger, so much more fulfilling than anything you've lost. So trust him, trust his process, trust his plan. When people walk away, when situations shift, when betrayals happen, don't let it shake you. Stand firm, keep your faith strong, keep your heart open, because the same God who allowed them to leave is the same God who is about to bless you beyond anything you could imagine. And when he does, you'll see that every loss was just a setup for a greater comeback. Every tear was just watering the soil for your harvest. Every disappointment was just making room for divine appointments. And every fake person that was removed was just clearing space for the real ones who are about to enter your life.